Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Life back with another YouTube video. And in today's video, we're gonna be doing uh s- another superhero fight or who would win fight. So yeah, if you're new to these videos, pretty much I just match up two characters from Marvel and DC, and I see who I think would win. In my opinion, you can leave in your comments. In the comments down below, you can leave your opinion. Maybe, for example, I say Cyborg wins. Maybe you think Spider-Man wins here. I don't know. But yeah, I just state my opinion honestly using knowledge of comics and, if applicable, movies, cartoons or whatever too. Uh, so yeah, and these are all in forms. They're all in their kind of regular forms. They're not like some extra like cool form or something like that. They're not like at their most powerful or anything like that. I just want to make sure that's clear as well, because that could definitely change the outcome a lot, and there's like a lot of things that factor in. And I personally myself, I haven't read that many comic books where I'm like, oh, for sure you would know this, la la la. But like I know some of the more powerful ones though, but I don't know for every character. So yeah, in today's video right now we have Spider-Man versus Cyborg. And another thing too as well, is that with these superheroes, how I choose them is I just put a whole bunch of names inside a wheel and I spin it off camera, and yeah, then it's just so I can get a bit of a different mashups and stuff like that, or battles, because I want to do the same thing as other people with, like, for example, everyone constantly sees like Batman versus Superman, oh, Batman versus Iron Man or something like that. So I decided to do this. Uh, yeah. So yeah, let's get into this. Spider-Man versus Cyborg. Now this is a bit of a difficult one, to be honest with you guys. I have who I want to win. You might have who you want to win. There might be a clear-cut winner. Not too sure. These two are both kind of super powered. They both have superpowers, and again, they're comics form. You don't get it fooled with the movies on the screen right now. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna use the comics form. So yeah, in the comics, Spider-Man, he's got super strength, agility. He can shoot webs. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of his power, super strength, stuff like that. Cyborg, on the other hand, his hands can morph into like blasters or something like that. Swords maybe and stuff like that. Well, at least the one I'm talking about now. I'm not too sure if he could always do that, but I know for a fact he could do that. He has super intelligence. Peter Parker kind of has super intelligence as well, but Cyborg is more of like intelligence with a lot of technology and stuff like that. He'll be easily hacking into things and stuff like that. Super strength. He's pretty much he's strong, but I think he's not strong enough for Spider-Man can punch him or anything like that. So that's important to note as well, because he does have a human side. So yeah, I'm actually there's a couple different ways that this could go. So yeah, let's just start with the scenario A. Let's say this is movie version. Let's say Spider-Man has an AI kind of type suit, or like say that he's in the Iron Man or Iron Spider suit, or let's just say he's the MCU Spider-Man, for example. So you guys know how he has Karen as his AI, and he's most of his suit is technology. So I think Cyborg, just for the purpose of this video, Cyborg hacks into his suit, disables everything. So now you have Spider-Man. Oh yeah, and he can stick to things as well, so that's important to note. So now you have Spider-Man who's just there, and technically he's just a man with a mask, but he does still have his super strength, and he still does have his agility as well as wall sticking and stuff like that. So I think Spider-Man in the past has fought bad guys and stuff like that without the use of this Karen AI. For example, in Homecoming, he versed the Vulture without that, but his web shooters are also technology, at least in the MCU one. So I'm really curious to see how that goes. So I think Cyborg probably beats the hell out of Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man without his web shooters aren't isn't gonna be too good. Like I think Cyborg beats him easy, like knocks him out. I think, in all honesty, but let's just say this is Cyborg versus comic Spider-Man. Comic Spider-Man, no AI. It's just more of him just there preparing to fight Cyborg and with no technology in his web shooters or anything. Like for all we know, he could have web shooters coming out of his actual hands instead of technology. But yeah, we'll just say that. So that's happening. So let's say they fight. Currently Spider-Man doesn't have any technology, so Cyborg's not going to be hacking it up. So I think right now it's going to be kind of hand-to-hand combat. And personally, I think Spider-Man would be able to beat Cyborg in hand-to-hand combat. Like I just said, Cyborg can transform his hands into like a gun if he wants or a blaster. But I don't think Cyborg is going to be using his blasters and stuff, or he's gonna try. But I think Spider-Man's able to shoot his web at him, slam it down the ground, rip it off maybe, or something like that. And that way, Cyborg is unable to really use his blasters because Spider-Man could easily web up the blasters and stuff, and then go up to Cyborg, punch him, and like beat him up or whatever. I could knock him out like that because you gotta still remember Cyborg still has a human side as well, so it's not like his entire body is completely metal or something like that. So Spider-Man could easily punch Cyborg in his human side, his face, and that could easily just damage him a lot. Um, you could like if we're talking about brutality, Spider-Man could probably like rip Cyborg in half, or like rip off the side of his head or something like that. Like that could happen. I'm not gonna lie, that could happen if this is brutality. But we'll just say for the sake, this is just not brutality because that's not in these two characters' nature. So I must say that as well. So yeah, let's just say he goes at him with blasters or whatever. Spider-Man is able to like web up his blasters so it doesn't do much. Then he's able to like beat up Cyborg, and they're fighting hand to hand combat. Because if you realize Cyborg is not very good, to be honest with you, with hand to hand combat. Like he's doesn't have very. He has a bit of super strength. He's strong, but he doesn't have as much super strength as Spider Man. Like Spider Man has, some people forget, but he has immense super strength to the point where he's able to like fight Cyborg and stuff like that. So I think that might happen. So I think Spider Man's able to knock him out, even if let's just say he creates his full robotic suit, like how we saw in the Snyder cut, where like there's something over his face or something like that. That could happen, but I still believe like Spider Man would do something like he make his face hit the ground or something and shatter the mask or whatever with his web shooters or something like that. So yeah, I think uh, Cyborg definitely loses there. To be honest with you guys, my final verdict is I think Spider-Man actually wins this, but I think Cyborg could maybe win if we're talking about MCU versus DCU. But for the sake of this video, we're talking about comics, so I'm just gonna say Spider-Man wins. Out of like a 10 battle, like say they're fighting 10 times, 10 rounds or something like that, I think Spider-Man probably wins like 8 times, and Cyborg gets lucky and maybe gets a shot off or something. Uh, and that happens, and that's like again 2 times he wins or something like that. So yeah, my final verdict, Spider-Man. But anyways, leave it down. Leave your opinion. Who do you think would win in the comments down below? Curious to see what you guys think. But anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.